From Are You Afraid of Death, by the way? Yes. It's hard because, like, what if you just die and then you just see nothing forever, you know?
Yeah. From escaping the armed robbery to having the real group of pursuers that were following Jimmy anywhere he goes. These are the 10 times when MrBeast almost died. In 2023, a tragedy unfolded in the depths of the Atlantic Ocean that captured global attention. A state-of-the-art submarine designed to explore the haunting remains of the Titanic imploded during its descent, killing all 5 passengers on board. Among the victims were billionaires, adventurers, and innovators. People who had built empires, conquered industries, and sought the thrill of an experience that only their wealth could afford. What many don't know is that MrBeast himself was invited to join that ill-fated expedition.
Imagine if MrBeast was on this thing.
Heaven and earth would have been moved for sure.
But yeah, someone asks you to go somewhere, you could just be like, nah, I'm too busy, or no, I don't feel like going.
Protect your calendar, yeah.
The vessel, named Titan, was a marvel of engineering, or so its creators claimed. Built to withstand the crushing pressures of the deep ocean, it promised its passengers a front-row seat to the eerie graveyard of the Titanic.
Hi, my name is Stockton Rush. I'm the CEO and founder of OceanGate. Let's take a look at Titan.
See in the house, you can look out the viewport. We put a privacy screen in, turn up the music, and it's very popular. We have our control screen here, our sonar screen here, and we can put any image we want in the back. We've taken a completely new approach to the sub design, and it's all run with this game controller and these touch screens.
Tickets were priced at a staggering $250,000 each, making it a luxury adventure only the ultra-wealthy could afford. On board were Hamish Harding, a British explorer known for his record-breaking exploits, Shahzada Dawood, a Pakistani-British tycoon, and his 19-year-old son, Suleiman, and Stockton Rush, the CEO of the company behind the submarine OceanGate. But as the submarine descended nearly 12,500 feet to the ocean floor, disaster struck. Experts later concluded that a catastrophic implosion caused by the immense pressure ended the voyage in an instant. The force was equivalent to the weight of several Empire State Buildings, leaving no chance of survival. Jimmy shared a screenshot of the invitation he received on Twitter, sparking a flurry of reactions. Fans expressed their relief, tweeting, "Jimmy's intuition saved his life. Can't imagine YouTube without him." But not everyone was convinced. Critics analyzed the screenshot, pointing out minor discrepancies, with some questioning its authenticity. Despite the skepticism, the overwhelming majority of fans stood by Jimmy, grateful for his decision to stay on land. Jimmy later explained that something about the invitation didn't sit right with him. Perhaps it was the risky nature of the trip, or maybe just a gut feeling. Whatever it was, his choice likely saved his life. When it comes to MrBeast's challenges, pushing the boundaries of the extreme is part of the formula. But one stunt stands out as particularly daring and dangerously uncomfortable: spending 50 hours buried alive.
I'm gonna spend the next 50 hours buried alive in this coffin.
Fans initially thought it was just another elaborate challenge, but what unfolded during those 2 days was far from ordinary. The challenge began with Jimmy being sealed in a custom-built coffin designed to be both durable and equipped for recording every moment of his experience. The coffin included a camera for vlogging, ventilation to ensure a constant flow of air, and padding for comfort.
Welcome to my coffin. I have a camera here, down by my feet.
Or so he thought. As the dirt piled on, the reality of being 6 feet underground started to sink in, both literally and figuratively. Despite the controlled environment, Jimmy faced unexpected difficulties. Cramped quarters made movement nearly impossible, and prolonged stillness led to stiffness and discomfort.
I want to move around, but I can't. Why are coffins so small? Just trapped in a box, deep underground. I think it's really starting to hit me.
His mental resolve was tested as the hours dragged on, with silence amplifying every creak and groan from the coffin around him. To keep spirits high, his team above ground decided to add a little humor, setting off fireworks near the site and even joking about a tornado heading straight for him.
Because it's about to start raining and also a tornado is coming.
Wait, a tornado's coming?
Yeah, but you should probably be safe down there, to be honest.
I don't know if anyone's ever researched this, but can you Google if being buried alive during a tornado is safe?
But the real danger struck when Jimmy attempted to adjust a camera that had shifted during the burial. The tight quarters left him unable to reposition himself properly, and for a brief moment, panic set in. With medics standing by and his crew on high alert, the situation was quickly resolved. But it was a sobering reminder of how unpredictable even well-planned challenges can be. The video's comment section erupted with a mix of humor and concern. One user tweeted, "Leave it to Jimmy to turn a burial into a horror movie." The sentiment was echoed across social media as fans shared their relief that Jimmy emerged unharmed. The stunt became one of MrBeast's most watched videos, captivating millions with its mix of humor, tension, and perseverance. While fans loved the spectacle, it left them wondering just how far MrBeast would go for his next big challenge.
3, 2, 1. It has officially been 50 hours buried alive. It's been 50 hours! Get me out of here!
During a road trip with friends, Jimmy and his friends were cruising down the highway on what should have been a routine journey when something went horribly wrong. Sitting in the passenger seat, Jimmy noticed the driver acting strangely.
8-hour drive with me and like 2 of my other friends. And then my friend driving, he just says, "Can we pull over to a gas station? I don't feel too good." And I'm like looking at the road and I turn and look to my left and his head's just bobbling. And he's just like,
Wait, is he driving?
yeah, down the highway and he's just like dead. Like his arm just went limp like that. He just said that.
The guy driving the car?
Yeah.
He gave you one warning, then fell asleep.
Well, it wasn't even like a warning.
Not even a warning, just
he
like, hey.
I don't feel so good. And then I look over and he's just like this.
Panic swept through the car. At over 60 miles per hour, an unconscious driver spelled disaster, not just for Jimmy and his friends, but for everyone else on the road. Thinking quickly, Jimmy sprang into action. He grabbed the steering wheel with one hand, keeping the car steady while shouting to his friends for help.
So I grabbed the wheel. I'm sitting in the passenger seat. And I'm just kind of like keeping the car going straight. And I just yell, "Wake the fuck up." And I'm like yelling.
Yeah.
And he's not waking up. And a few seconds go by.
Tyler, one of Jimmy's closest friends, jumped into action as well. Desperate to wake the driver, he shouted and even punched his arm in an attempt to rouse him. But the driver remained unresponsive.
Not waking up. And a few seconds go by. And then Tyler in the back seat literally punches him in the head. And his head just goes to the side.
Meanwhile, Jimmy focused on maneuvering the vehicle, carefully weaving through traffic to avoid an accident. It was a heart-stopping moment that tested their composure and instincts. After what felt like an eternity, Jimmy managed to guide the car safely to the side of the road. The story didn't take long to go viral, with fans flooding social media to praise Jimmy's quick thinking. Not just a YouTuber, but a literal hero on the highway, a fan tweeted. The tweet gained thousands of likes, and fans across the world marveled at Jimmy's calm under pressure. Reflecting on the incident, Jimmy credited teamwork, instinct, and a bit of luck for avoiding a tragic outcome. The highway disaster is a rare glimpse into Jimmy's life away from the cameras, a moment where his quick thinking and determination saved not just the day, but potentially lives. This also takes us back to when Jimmy tried to win a game of Fortnite in the middle of the ocean for one of his videos. Things quickly went awry.
We're gonna win a game of Fortnite in the middle of the ocean. Yeah!
Jimmy climbed into a Zorb ball, filled it with air, and had his friends roll him into the water to start his challenge. Despite his enthusiasm, Jimmy hadn't played Fortnite on mobile before, and navigating the game proved tricky.
Yeah, I'm gonna go grab my laptop and we're gonna redo this, but with my laptop, because I'm actually pretty dirty on the laptop.
His friends quickly brought him a laptop to improve his odds. Jimmy was determined not to back down, but minutes into the challenge, the Zorb ball became unbearably hot. By the time his team pulled him from the Zorb ball, Jimmy was drenched in sweat, gasping for air and struggling to move. The experience left Jimmy vowing never to attempt such a challenge again. The intense heat and enclosed space had turned a fun idea into a near-death experience.
Like I was gonna die. But we're gonna go in for round 2, but I need a little break. I don't care if you give me $1 million. I'm not getting back in that Zorb ball in the middle of the ocean. It was miserable. Way more miserable than I thought. The Zorb ball inside of it's hot. It's like beaming light on me, and I forgot I was wearing a wetsuit.
Leaving fans commenting, "Jimmy, we love your crazy ideas, but please, no more Zorb ball challenges in the ocean." Fame often comes with unexpected challenges, but few are as unsettling as being stalked. For Jimmy, one of the scariest moments came when a fan revealed a Discord server dedicated to tracking his every move. Jimmy discovered that members of the server were using public sightings and social media posts to create a real-time map of his whereabouts. This chilling revelation forced him to rethink his public appearances and invest heavily in security.
And he's like, "It's real." And I was like, "What?" And he's like, "There's a Discord that tracks your location." And I thought it was fake, but it said you were here. And I had him show him. Yeah. And like anytime someone tagged me in an Instagram photo or anything, it would like load it up there, and then people would use it to figure out where I'm at.
Fans like Grace tweeted, "Being famous comes with risks, but this is next level scary. Stay safe, Jimmy." While MrBeast continues to interact with fans, this experience served as a wake-up call about the darker side of fame. In 2022, MrBeast made his hardest video till this day, and it's called "I Didn't Eat Food for 30 Days."
I am not eating any food for the next 30 days.
He had a whole team of doctors watching him every single day. They kept track of all his vitals to ensure he didn't have a heart attack or worse. Obviously, it's not a normal thing to fast for 30 days straight, especially if you're MrBeast, because when Jimmy was just 15 years old, he got diagnosed with a very dangerous disease called Crohn's. This disease affects your stomach and you can never live the same life you had before. Jimmy's face was completely covered in pimples and he lost over 50 pounds in just 3 months because of this awful disease. He had to stay home because he simply wasn't able to go to school. And even in 2024, Jimmy still suffers from Crohn's disease after 11 years of it being diagnosed.
Basically, your intestines are inflamed, and because they're inflamed, you don't process food as well. So if I eat something, it would just go right through me, like literally within a day. And because it's so inflamed, it's like someone's just dragging like a knife across your stomach. So it's super painful.
This thing forced him to stick to a very strict diet for his entire life, and he even made a couple of videos about it in the past. According to medical websites, people with Crohn's disease live 5 to 8 years shorter than people without it. So obviously it was a very dangerous thing for Jimmy to do a challenge like fasting for 30 days straight. You can see MrBeast looking like a damn zombie throughout the entire video. After 14 days of fasting, the doctors told Jimmy that you better stop doing it or it may cause some inevitable problems with his health.
Your electrolytes still look good, but I'm a little bit concerned about your energy level. When you start to feel worse, we can always break the fast for your safety.
Yeah, we can break the hair off of your head too.
And this is why you need medical supervision when you do these long fasts. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm listening to him.
MrBeast ended the challenge on the 15th day by eating a burger by a famous chef, Gordon Ramsay. His body was feeling the worst stomach ache that he has ever experienced, and his health was absolutely the worst.
Sloppy, rich, delicious.
I love it. I love it. It's the best thing I've ever tasted in my life, but you can't just have an influx of carbs. This jerk, it's gonna make me shave my head. Let's go do it. A deal is a deal. Chris, you can shave my head.
This challenge truly tested the limits of Jimmy's body and determination. But the next story might be the craziest one because the person who almost killed Jimmy this time turned out to be one of his best friends, Carl. And not only did he almost kill MrBeast, but he almost did it for the entire team, including Chris, Chandler, and Nolan. The video where it happened is called "I Bought the World's Largest Firework."
This is the most expensive firework in the entire world, and it cost me over $160,000.
And it happened during the most expensive firework in the video, which cost over $160,000. The video itself is obviously very dangerous, but not only did Jimmy almost die, he even got canceled after this. The firework was extremely big. According to Jimmy, it was literally the world record that is yet to be beaten even after 4 years the video was published. The firework had a weight of 4,000 pounds. And because of Carl, it could have ended up like an actual nightmare for Jimmy. Carl wanted to put his head inside one of these giant fireworks, and you can barely see how the instructor stops him at the last moment possible. Carl says the firework wasn't even on, but if he had actually put his head inside, the rope would pull out, which obviously would cause the immediate detonation. And since it is the largest firework in the history of Earth, the explosion would have been absolutely insane. Not only would it have killed Carl, but nobody from the MrBeast crew would have survived if that actually happened. This instructor is the real hero.
Bro, are you kidding me? Look at this one. I can fit inside that. Do you think I could fit my head in this one?
I wouldn't tell you.
Why not? It's not even on.
After Jimmy published this video, it even almost got banned by YouTube for dangerous actions. And some MrBeast fans even kept saying that Jimmy shouldn't be doing videos like this anymore. Not only because it's dangerous for Jimmy, but because some of his fans might hurt themselves while trying to do the same. Extreme environments are nothing new for MrBeast, but his 24-hour ice house challenge pushed him to the brink.
Ice! Ice! Even the toilet is made of ice. Oh my goodness, this seat is so cold. This is gonna be hard. I don't even have anywhere to sit.
The concept seems simple. Survive a full day in a house made entirely of ice. However, Jimmy and his team quickly realized that battling the cold was no joke. The ice house was crafted to be visually stunning, complete with ice walls, an ice bed, and even an ice couch. However, spending 24 hours in sub-zero conditions began to take its toll on Jimmy. Crew members, bundled up in layers, filmed as he struggled to stay warm with nothing more than a few blankets and his determination. As time dragged on, the challenge became increasingly dangerous. Behind the scenes, heaters were kept on standby to prevent frostbite, and medics monitored Jimmy's condition. Still, he refused to quit. Jimmy documented his struggle, sharing raw moments where the cold made even simple tasks, like eating or moving, almost impossible. When the 24 hours finally ended, Jimmy emerged victorious but visibly shaken. This challenge wasn't just a test of endurance, it was a stark reminder of the dangers of extreme environments. Though the video was a hit, Jimmy later admitted he'd think twice before attempting something similar. Fans were shocked when Jimmy shared his experience on camera. One fan tweeted, "Jimmy versus the cold, one of his toughest battles yet. Watching him shiver was hard, but we're glad he made it out okay." MrBeast is known for turning the simplest ideas into larger-than-life challenges, but sometimes even the smallest stunts can take a dangerous turn. One of those moments came during a balloon-popping game that almost ended in disaster. Once, a group that invited MrBeast to join their video ended up leaving him with a bleeding face, and it almost turned into a major disaster. The creators of the How Ridiculous channel asked Jimmy to take part in one of their challenges, and at first, it seemed like it was going to be a light-hearted, fun shoot. The challenge was straightforward. Both teams started bursting balloons, but things quickly took a dangerous turn. Just as MrBeast was about to secure the win, he had a close call that could have been catastrophic during the final round. The small knives Jimmy was throwing to pop the balloons began ricocheting back toward him, grazing his face with their sharp edges. The situation escalated faster than anyone expected. Jimmy ended up with a cut on his forehead, and blood started dripping. But had the knife bounced just slightly lower, MrBeast could have permanently lost one of his eyes. To say Jimmy was shaken would be an understatement, but fortunately luck was on his side this time.
Ow! Ow! They're bouncing back! Ow! They're bouncing back! These things hurt! Ah! Stop!
I think one of those hit me there.
Oh my god.
How bad did it hit?
You're a beast.
You got messed up.
Before MrBeast became the YouTube sensation he is today, he faced a near catastrophic event that could have ended his career before it even began. Early in his journey, Jimmy's house was broken into, and the thief stole several valuable items, including his laptop. At the time, Bitcoin was still relatively new, and Jimmy had invested a significant portion of his earnings into the cryptocurrency. The stolen laptop contained the private key to his wallet, which held what would eventually grow into a small fortune. Miraculously, the thief overlooked its importance and sold the laptop without accessing its contents. Jimmy described the incident as one of the most stressful moments of his life. He was terrified that his financial future was gone, and the emotional toll left him questioning his decision to pursue YouTube. Fans, however, saw the silver lining in the story. Imagine the robber accidentally erasing MrBeast's future empire. That's wild. So glad Jimmy caught a lucky break. The incident left Jimmy more cautious, prompting him to implement better security measures for both his personal life and his growing empire. From freak accidents to life-threatening stunts, MrBeast's journey has been anything but ordinary. Through quick thinking, sheer determination, and sometimes just plain luck, he survived these harrowing moments, and all while entertaining millions of fans around the globe. But Jimmy's story isn't just about the close calls, it's about resilience, growth, and pushing the limits of what's possible.
I also took my Bitcoin at the time too. So I had a laptop like this. Right here was just written my private key. 'Cause I don't know. It just said Bitcoin private key.
Come on,
so
Jimmy.
He steals my laptop. They just took it. There was like $2 million, which was every dollar to my name at that point. And I was literally just about to sell it and fund a bunch of videos. And I'm like crying as I'm loading it up, and my heart is pounding. I'm like, please, it's there. It's all there. And he's busy stealing my TV, my fucking blanket, instead of the fucking Bitcoin that was sitting right there. Fucking idiot. Fuck you.
What's your favorite MrBeast near-death moment? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more thrilling stories.